Thank you, Honorable Vice Chairman, for your valuable words. Now it's time for a presentation on sectors concerned. Yes, as you have said today, destination next. Destination of what? Our Honorable Vice Chairman of Promotion Bureau has already pointed that out. For sourcing of furniture and interior decor products. Please allow me to take a few minutes with you with this presentation. So we are here for the very event Bangladesh Furniture and Interior Decor, BFID Expo, which you know is going to start from 13th of this month. It's a 4-day session, 4-day event, 4-day exposition. And we think rightly so, that this is the event to expose the next destination for the whole world for furniture and interior decor products. When we say that, I would like to take that opportunity today to share it with you. Why Bangladesh? Why it is the next destination for furniture and the interior decor products. Some of them has already been quoted by the Honorable Vice Chairman of VPB. I would just take you through further. He has already mentioned about the GDP growth. Yeah, it was documented at 7.1 last year by World Bank. And when GDP is growing that steadily, then it can be assumed, and this is actually the fact, is that the economic organs of the countries, our country, Bangladesh, is functioning very well. So this is where we are basing on. And we often used to say about the overpopulation, 160, maybe today it is even more, but this is how officially it is documented, like 160 million people. But we see hands of 160 million people. This is where our strength lies. When they're scaled, when they're semi-scaled, when they are ready to be scaled. And we are talking about the furniture and allied products today. And for your kind information, the people can be trained very easy in this sector. This is where we see the opportunity lies. Another fact which we often fail to see, the strength of today and the opportunity of tomorrow. The strength of today is our age structure. Age structure of Bangladesh. 48% of that 160 million people are falling under working age. That is from 15 to below 64. They can work. They can be utilized. Instant. Whoever. Regardless of gender. Because we know what has happened with our MG sector, our female part of the population. So regardless of the gender, that is there. And another important factor is that another 45, about 45% is the before working age, 0 to 14, who are getting into an age where they can also extend their hands. Only 7.5% is the after working age, more than 65 of age. So we believe today, this is where the strength lies and the promises for future. Why it is the destination. We all know what has happened, what development was possible during the last few years with the power supply. We don't want to say that it is unlike any other developed country, but we can claim the stage it is now, it is workable. Maybe quite often we see there are power cut, but it is getting lesser and lesser and lesser. So in coming days, we can even hope better. We have to also talk about, because we are talking about the destination, we are talking about the exports, the port facility, the efficiency of the port, and the discipline in the port, it matters. It is much better than any time before. The efficiency, the discipline is there. So it is also supporting us. Where do we see the reflection of this development? We see it in the export figures here. In 1986 and 87, regardless the commodity, I'm talking about the export figures, it was 1 billion export from Bangladesh. In 2005-06, it was 10 billion. And then, in 5 years' time, in 2010 to 11, it was 20 billion. It was doubled. 2013 to 14, it was 30 billion. And from 2014 to 2017, last year, it was only 3 years, it has raised another 5 billion. So it is 35 billion of US dollar exports. So this is where the reflection is, what we're talking about. The strength today and the opportunity tomorrow. Yes, of course, most of this thing were with the hands of R&D sector, no doubt about it. But Export Promotion Bureau, who are one of the lead organizers for this session today and also the coming event, with their active effort, we are gradually going for the diversification of our exports as well. So we can see there are other things coming up. And we know, based on logic, that this will be even bigger when we talk about the furniture in future. As I have said, the diversified sectors for exports, which has been identified by the government bodies, the Export Promotion Bureau, and the stakeholders as well. There are shifts, we're exporting it today, electronic and home appliances, pharmaceuticals, ICT, but our today's focus is furniture, because we believe we have similar potentials like RMG in this sector, and it can employ a lot more or very closer amount of people in the sector. So we talk about furniture today. That is the focus, and I will take you to some of these information about the furniture sector. So you are here, the stakeholders, the partners, the development partners. Thanks again for being here, whoever could make their way today. But let us see some of the facts of furniture sectors altogether to understand why we are talking about the next destination, and we are pointing out to Bangladesh, our beloved country. If I talk about the size of the manufacturing of furniture in Bangladesh, it is mostly not organized, you know it, but we have a very big chunk of organized manufacture as well at the moment. And it's growing and growing. So I've taken it from one of the technical study paper from a European Union supported project. So it was documented like we have about 72,000 of enterprises. But by saying that, it can lead us to something else. Let's not be distracted from there. It is actually the major share of there is micro and small enterprises. Who are they? It is only whoever having 5 to 99 people under the shed to work for them. We can see them everywhere. When we are going through the street, we can see them beside. When you go to the village, we can see in the village marketplace, there are 2-3 shops there. We can see everywhere these people. The question is whether they are also contributing to export in future. Yes, definitely. In future, we have to say. In future, for sure. I mean, what we used to know, that these micro and small enterprises, who are more than about 71,000 enterprises in the country, the changes are, they're already using the power tools. They're spraying lacquers with a small device and trying to match the quality of those medium and big scale manufacturers' outcomes. Maybe not. Maybe they are not able to do it right now, but it is obvious that they're introducing new techniques, new knowledge, new technology, whatever they can afford within their reach. So there are small machines they're introducing. Leaving them there, since we're talking about immediate source for furniture and home furniture allied products, let us look into this medium and big scale manufacturers who are less in numbers, of course, but in the next slide you will see their contribution in production is very close to this big chunk of manufacturers. So this medium and big, they will be exhibiting their products for this time in this event, starting from 13th. Few of them, of course. In future, we can see there will be even more. If we talk about the gross domestic production of furniture in our country, I'm again referring to that very technical paper. Based on that, it is about 75 million US dollar of local production yearly. It is actually 4 years back figure. We don't have the current figure of this, but we can assume it is more, not less, not lesser than that. And there you can see the contribution for these big enterprises. They're very few in numbers, less than 100, I tell you. I mean, maybe hundreds are mediums, but thousands are micro and small. But they're the one who can cater the need of the global market, we believe. If we talk about the furniture export performance so far, furniture and allied products or home decor products, it's not very impressive, of course, but we know from the market information how it is happening with the manufacturers that it is changing very fast. And with the help of all of the stakeholders and the EPB and all other supporting organizations and development partners like you, we know that it will be very soon a different figure in future. Why? How? Why all of a sudden furniture and Bangladesh, it comes together? Why we think it is the next big source for the world market? Well, I mean, the big and medium scale enterprises, they're investing, the entrepreneurs, they're welcoming technologies within their production facility. That's the reality today. We are talking about CNC manufacturing equipment. So we're talking about, in some cases, even robotics. We can see it already there, it is happening. So the technology in production is making them or is enhancing their quality, productivity with no time. And we know, because when garments were there, at the very early stage in our country, we didn't have those backward industries alive here and there. We can see it today now. Yes, we had textile industries here and there, but lot other took place later on with the development process, with the time. But in the furniture, what we know, that one of the major product, the boards, or wood-like material, because wood is a big question nowadays, not in Bangladesh, all over the world. They have to think twice about using them. And they have to think twice where from they can get it. And with which certification in it. So the board, as far as the board is concerned, in Bangladesh, that has already taken place. There are companies coming up, the stakeholder knows, that who has set up the world's best machineries and facilities. Their outcome, it is believed that it will be similar outcome in the first world country board manufacturers. That is where the opportunity lies. And we should not forget the craftsmanship. That is there. Because when we are passing a small wooden workshop, you must have already experienced that the people are hand carving it. Yeah, the wood carving. They're doing it by hand. So that is there. But as I have said, now what is taking place is the technology and the production engineering is taking place with them. So it's a combination now. There where the opportunity lies. There where the potential lies. I was talking about certification. That Forest Stewardship Council certification, it says whatever material, if you buy a material with this logo, you know that it has come from a source, from a responsible source. So when it is a question of the wood, it means actually that it has come from a source where reforestation is taking place. Nowadays, a lot of these countries are getting sensitive on the issues. A lot of the buyers, they would look for this logo, and it is there. The big and medium manufacturers are already using FSC certified materials, a lot of them. And also, this certification process has already started. We know there are this example is already there in the furniture sector, that few factories has achieved that certification, that they are running an FSC certified production system. There where the opportunity lies. In furniture industry, mostly in the big ones and the medium ones, we can already see the recycling is taking place. How? Because with the wastages, they burn and they produce their boiler fuel. That's recycling. They're using it. With these wastages, they're making boards as well within their limited capacity, and they're using it. So that recycling is addressed as well. But still, there are few materials like garments or MG as well. We have to rely on the import sources. Fabrics are there for the upholstered things, the chemicals for spraying. So there is also, from government points of view, to promote this sector, there is also a rebate as a substitute of duty drawback or other way. I mean, this will make us even more competitive in the world market. There where we see that we are competitive enough to compete. So we can make, and we are making furniture here which can be sold outside. It is happening already. We're exporting, it is growing every day. Now I come directly to the very event we talk about. Please, as our Honorable Vice Chairman has already asked you to visit, has requested you to visit. We would like to ask it again and again. Please do visit this BFID Expo 2018 from May 13 to 16. And you will find out more. For your information, this is not the first of its kind if we talk about BFID. It is the 5th session. And we had it first on 2012. That was the first session. And then we had it on 2013, the second one, 2014, the third one, and 2015, the fourth one. For certain unavoidable circumstances, we couldn't do it for the last 2 years. But from this year, as you know, it is already taking place from 13. We believe that it will regularly take place every year. And you know, with the support of Export Promotion Bureau, within their arrangement, a new exposition center or a fair venue is coming up in future, sometimes in near future maybe. So at the moment we are doing it this time in International Convention City, Boshundhara, Dhaka, Bangladesh, which is good for such event, fair enough. But we believe in future we can have it even in bigger perspective, bigger size. For more information, I'm sure I couldn't tell you all. There are a lot of the information you can get it if you try this website dedicated for BFID Expo, www.bfid-expo.com. Please try that. And please pass this information to your known related people, related business people who can come and visit and explore this. Why Bangladesh is the next destination for furniture and home decor.